Well, I can't get these to work just right, so I'm going to have to build a bench and put them on a bench. They don't seem to want to flow properly. So what I'm going to do is take that right there and raise it up on a bench to where it's higher than that barrel. That barrel seems to, when the pump kicks off, it wants to continue to flow into the smaller bucket down here on the bottom. And I've changed pumps out and it still does the same thing, so I think there's a problem. I have a gravity flow problem. Yeah, there's my messy workbench. I have my towers functioning. I haven't planted anything in this first one as of yet. This one right here, I have hatch green chilies. They're not that hot. They're only about 1,000 on the Scoville scale. They're good for grilling. This tower I haven't planted yet. This tower, my brother decided to prune a tree, one of the apple trees, and put a branch in there to see if it would root. I told him it's not going to, and as you can see, it's in the process of dying. Here's some more of my mess that I'm working on. And there's my tractor. It helps. Let's go out here to where I planted in the yard. I've got some corn growing. I had a bunch of older seeds that I just randomly put in. Not the corn seeds, but the other seeds. It was bean seeds and stuff like that. They were like 5 years old. Wasn't hoping, I didn't really think that any of it would grow. But I tilled this under from my peas last year that I had for a cover crop over winter, and a lot of the peas are growing back. But I have a lot of corn. If it does come up, I will have, I don't know, maybe 900,000 ears. Depends on how many I get per stalk. Oh, there's something came up right there. Looks like it's a squash. Yep, there's some squash seeds out here too. I've got about 37 rows of corn with about 25 stalks in each row. Of course, I'm just letting the peas grow because I'll just till them under again. I have my first attempt at potatoes. I planted this row right here and that row right there. They were some things out of Lowe's. Oh, there's looks like a squash plant or something to that fact. Cantaloupe, something. But I'll have a bunch of surprises in this field. A dirt pile. I live on a hill here, so everything flows down this way. I take and dig. This is my drainage pond that all the water runs into, so I can keep some of my dirt instead of it running out there into the highway, into the drain, into the ditch. So when this dries up every year, I take and dig all my dirt back out and I put it in that pile. It's about 6 foot tall, about 8 foot across, maybe 10. Maybe even 12. Move around this stuff. Yeah, there's some of the damage from the hurricane. Fell on my 4-wheel drive. And this trailer right here, tree fell on it. But down here in the garden, in this bed right here on my trellis, I have pole beans. And then I've got some squash, and I've got more squash hiding over here on the other side of pole beans. And I put in some, let's see, these are a weed. Hold on, get the weed out of there. These are sunflower seeds. And then I put more sunflower seeds over there. I put this trellis up that I'm going to be putting more pole beans on. And then over there I have some tree collards. And then in these two beds right here on a trellis, I put in some Kajari melons. Then I've got some okra and some lettuce. Over there is the trellis I already had put up for the tomatoes. And there's some lettuce mixed in with the okra. And down here has got, what is that? That's a white radish. And then I've got about 10 or 11 cherry tomato plants, or 10 or 11 beefsteak tomato plants. I've got cucumbers that I'm trying to get to run up this trellis, but you know, they're not wanting to cooperate too well. I have to keep putting them up there. I think the cucumbers, I should just leave them run on the ground. But I have put in irrigation. So I have this one right here that feeds on a 90 degree right here, and I've got a 180 there and a 180 there. Back there in the back I've got two 90s, and then I've got two 180s in this row, and I got them set up on a timer. Up here in my block garden I have kale, kohlrabi, more kale, dinosaur kale. Basically that's what I planted on the outside edge in the block. And I have bok choy, purple and green throughout the rest of the bed. And along the outer edge here I planted white onions up and around until they get to the corner there. I planted yellow onions down here, and along this edge, most about 3/4 of the way down, is yellow onions. I'm still not too good at making these videos. My hand, not sure if it's steady or not. I have planted some chamomile, some echinacea. Those are wildflowers. In this bed right here I have planted bell peppers. In this bed right here I have about 3 bell pepper plants. And my brother had planted some mustards, and we've been keeping them trimmed back pretty good. I am not a gardener by no means. I'm just trying. So I have a lot of failed attempts. But I have lavender in here. This tray right here is poppies. There is some eggplant that hasn't come up. I'm not sure if those are weeds in here or if those are going to be eggplants. Same thing right there. I'm not sure if those are weeds or eggplant. And then I've got some Round Tulsi and Holy Tulsi. They're both kind of a holy basil. I have right there's 4 different types of tomatillos, and I just planted in there some asparagus, like yard long beans. Let's see what they call them things. Yeah, asparagus beans, yard long. And over here I have some pole beans and some bush beans. And I guess it isn't warm enough for okra to come up yet. But I have some red Malabar spinach. I have lemon basil, tarragon. These 2 are cumin. These 2 are caraway. I have in these 2, they're trying to do something. I'm not sure what they're doing yet. This one is cucamelons. There's me some okra that came up. And then I have sage, oregano, more oregano, Thai basil, rosemary. I'm getting maybe 1 or a weed. I'm not sure. It could be a splash over from the thyme. So this is my little garden. I'm working on it slowly but surely, learning how to grow at the same time. Out here I've got a couple of fig trees. These are a couple of Tangelo transplants. I'm not sure if they're going to grow or not and make fruit. There's one of my dead apple trees that I've already, where the Tangelos are planted. I took and pulled 2 peach trees out that died. And I've got an apple tree there, an apple tree right there. That one's an apple tree. That one right up there is a lemon tree. And then I've got that one there and that one there are pomegranates. And this one right here, I believe it's a peach. I'm not really sure. Let me go check. So if it's a peach, I need to go get me a couple more peach trees. But no, it looks like it is. What's that tag say? Oh, it's an apple tree. But here's my garden stuff. I got everything almost cleaned up over in that area over there, and fixing to start rebuilding the fence. So that's just an update about what I've been doing. I know I have a couple of subscribers, and I figured that, you know, they deserve at least another video. I don't make them all that often, but I will try and make one at least once a month. Yes, you know, that's not the content that a lot of other YouTube people do. They do weeklies and dailies, and, you know, but I'm just trying to do what I can to make a garden. If y'all like what y'all see, please subscribe. You know, put the little bell thingy down there, because you never know when I'm going to make one. So you'll know when I make one if you like it. So y'all have a good day.